starts small. You wake up with a feeling you can't explain. Not fear, not happiness, something unfinished. Like someone was just talking to you but stopped mid-sentence. And here's the uncomfortable part. You weren't alone in that dream. You never are. Every night, your brain runs a simulation so complex, so precise, it can recreate people, places, emotions, even entire conversations you've never consciously had. And yet, you think you're just dreaming. Statistically, you will spend nearly 6 years of your life inside dreams, not sleeping, not resting, experiencing alternate realities generated entirely by your own mind. 6 years. That's enough time to build relationships, to experience trauma, to rehearse decisions you haven't made yet. So the real question isn't, why do we dream? It's this: what exactly is your brain doing with all that time? Because the answer isn't comforting. It's strategic. And sometimes manipulative. Let's break the illusion. Dreams feel random, disconnected, chaotic, but they're not. Your brain is running a system, a very efficient one. Think of it like this. During the day, you collect raw data. Faces, words, emotions, micro-expressions, things you noticed and things you didn't. At night, your brain processes it. But it doesn't just organize it, it rewrites it. In neuroscience, this is tied to memory consolidation, but that phrase sounds clean, harmless. In reality, your brain is editing your past. It removes details, adds emotions, distorts timelines, and then it plays it back to you as a dream, not to entertain you, to influence you. Here's where it gets darker. Your brain doesn't care about truth. It cares about survival, which means your dreams are not designed to be accurate. They're designed to be useful. Let's say someone disrespected you today. You ignored it, stayed calm, moved on. But your brain didn't. That unresolved tension, it gets stored. At night, your brain might replay that moment, but this time you respond differently, more aggressive, more confident, more dominant. Why? Because your brain is testing scenarios, running simulations. It's asking, if this happens again, what should we do? So it creates a dream. And inside that dream, you practice being someone else. Stronger, faster, less afraid. But here's the catch. The brain doesn't always separate rehearsal from reality, which means emotions from dreams can leak into your waking life. You wake up angry, without knowing why, attached to someone who barely exists in your real world, afraid of something that never actually happened. And suddenly, your behavior changes, not because of real events, but because of imagined ones. Now let's talk about people in your dreams. This is where most people get it wrong. They think, I saw a stranger in my dream. No, you didn't. Your brain cannot invent new faces. Every person you see in a dream is someone you've seen before. On the street, in a video, in the background of a room. Stored, indexed, reused. Which means your mind is constantly recycling humans like data points, reassigning roles. Your friend becomes your enemy. A stranger becomes someone you trust. A memory becomes a character. It's efficient, but also unsettling, because it means the people in your dreams are not really people. They're functions, tools your brain uses to process emotions, and sometimes to manipulate them. There's another layer. Dreams don't just process the past, they predict the future. Not in a mystical sense, in a probabilistic one. Your brain takes patterns from your life and projects them forward. If you're stressed about an exam, you might dream of failing. If you're uncertain about a relationship, you might dream of betrayal. Not because it will happen, but because it could. Your brain is calculating risk, and dreams are the interface, a place where worst-case scenarios play out safely. But here's the irony. The more vivid the dream, the more it feels. And the more real it feels, the more it shapes your decisions. You might avoid someone, take a risk, change your opinion, all because of something that never actually occurred. So now we arrive at the uncomfortable math. Let's simplify it. You live roughly 75 years. About 25 of those are spent sleeping. Around 6 are spent dreaming. That's 6 years of simulated experiences influencing nearly every waking decision you make. And you don't control any of it. Not consciously. Which means a significant portion of your personality, your fears, your attractions, your instincts are being shaped in a place you can't access directly. That's not random. That's architecture. Now compare that to what people believe. Dreams are meaningless. Just your imagination. Don't think too much about it. That's convenient, because if dreams are meaningless, you don't have to question why you feel different in the morning, why your mood shifts without reason, why certain people suddenly feel important or dangerous. But if dreams are structured, if they are calculated, then ignoring them isn't harmless. It's blind. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Lucid dreaming. The idea that you can become aware inside a dream, control it, change it. Sounds powerful, but think about what that really means. You're stepping into a system that was never designed for conscious control, a system built to simulate, test, and influence without interference. So when you take control, are you mastering the system or interrupting something you don't fully understand? Because at the end of the day, dreams are not stories. They're strategies, quiet ones, invisible ones, running every night. And you only remember fragments. Which raises a final question. If your brain is spending years of your life simulating realities to shape who you become, what exactly is it preparing you for? And more importantly, is it getting it right?